All right, guys, it's week 9. It is that time. Division, collision, division, however you want to say it. East Coast versus West Coast. What? What do you mean? So two people messed up the East Coast, West Coast? Oh, whatever. Start the intro then. We go with. All right, guys. It's your host as always, Steve Shears. We're back with another episode of Bend, Don't Break. Back here with week 9. So, as you know, week 9, it is collision, division, collision. I don't really care how either way you put it. It is the same thing. We have both divisions, all 10 teams, 5 matchups going head to head from different divisions to see who is the best of the best. And so let's just jump into the first matchup of this collision. First up, we have Jiggly Slut versus Las Vegas Red Zone Weapon. Final score, 168 to 115, giving Jiggly Slut the win by 53 points. Let's break down Jiggly's top 3 players this week. First up, we have Lamar Miller, who had a fantastic 32 fantasy points from 12 carries, 44 yards, and 2 touchdowns, as well as 7 catches for 97 yards. Next up, we have Big Ben Roethlisberger with 21 fantasy points, throwing for 334 yards, having 2 touchdowns for 1 interception. Last, we have Dez Bryant, who had 21 fantasy points from 5 catches, 104 yards, 1 touchdown. Big play was a jump ball in the end zone for the Cowboys' final touchdown. And here is Jiggly Slut's top 3 players. So our first matchup, we had Jiggly Slut, one of the best coming from Smash Division, and Las Vegas Red Zone Weapon, the worst in the PlayStation Division. So when these two went head to head, kind of went the way I definitely expected it would go. Just unfortunately for Red Zone, early on, way back in the draft day, he decided to go with banking on a couple of rookies, which unfortunately did not pay off for him, and it shows here. Going against Jiggly Slut, who just has the raw power to go against any team in the league, to be honest with you. So as it turns out, Las Vegas Red Zone Weapon goes on winless yet again, and just could not compete with the firepower that Jiggly Slut brought. Now we have Lincoln to win it versus Ghost of Sparta. Final score, 143 to 149, giving Ghost of Sparta the win by 6 points. Let's break down Ghost of Sparta's top 3 players this week. First up, we have Cam Newton, who had 32 fantasy points, going for 297 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 1 interception. Also rushing for 9 times for 57 yards, and getting himself 1 touchdown himself. Highlight play was taking down Packers banner before the game, reminding them this is Panthers' house. Second, we have Martellus Bennett, who had 19 fantasy points from 8 catches, 57 yards, and 1 touchdown. Last, we have Brandon Marshall, who had 14 fantasy points from 4 catches, 44 yards. Big play was a game-sealing diving touchdown catch, sealing the victory over the Jags.
What god left this?
Okay, guys, so with this matchup between Ghost of Sparta and Linkit, really unfortunately just for Linkit, it came really bad to some really horrible bad team management. I'm not sure if he just didn't pay attention. I never know. Maybe he can let me know. When it came down to it, 6 points. If Lincoln had put in some of those defensive players, probably even a kicker, would have took that win easily. Can't really take from Ghost of Sparta. You did what you were supposed to, which is manage your team correctly. Link, you did a horrible job at that. Completely just let defense get away from you, and that definitely would have got you the win. So you beat yourself, buddy, unfortunately. Ghost of Sparta, congratulations, buddy. You go on with another win, and you prove the division just can't manage it. Now we have Jack and Daxter, Eco Legends, versus Conkers, Loves TDs. Final score, 145 to 158, giving Conkers the win by 13 points. Let's see how Conkers did it by breaking down his top 3 players this week. First up, we have D'Angelo Williams, who had 38 fantasy points and 27 carries, going for 170 yards and 2 touchdowns. Big play was a run play, putting on the afterburners from Pittsburgh's 10-yard line for a 53-yard run. Second, we have Andrew Luck, who had 21 fantasy points from throwing for 252 yards and 2 touchdowns. Last, we have Amari Cooper, who had 21 fantasy points from 7 catches, going for 88 yards and 1 touchdown. Highlight play was a 15-yard wide open touchdown pass in the end zone. And here is Conker's top 3 players. All right, so with this matchup, definitely a good one. I thought it'd be close like it turned out to be, only losing by 13. Definitely a great pickup with D'Angelo Williams. With the loss of Bell, I feel like everybody was trying to pick him up. So, good to Conkers that they did pick up Williams. Granted, if he still had kept Murray 27, 38, he still would have took the win. Definitely a good win by Conkers. Second loss for you, Jack and Daxter. So, buddy, halfway there, you was going up. Now you're going down. So you might want to make some adjustments and definitely get your team rolling again. Because we've only got 4 more weeks, I believe. So, keep grinding out. Try to make it to the playoffs. Stay on top. But Conkers, as always, good job. You did what you needed to do. And you are definitely showing Smash Bros. How to do it. Now, we have Peekaboo versus Neocortex. Final score, 187 to 135, giving Peekaboo the win by 52 points. Peekaboo's top 3 players this week are Antonio Brown, who had 47 fantasy points from 17 catches, 284 yards, and just 1 fumble. Next, we have Mike Evans, who had 21 fantasy points from 8 catches, going for 152 yards, and also having 1 fumble. Last, we have Randall Cobb, who had 19 fantasy points from 4 catches, going for 99 yards, 1 touchdown. Highlight was his only touchdown, 53-yard catch, causing 2 missed tackles. And here is Peekaboo's top 3 players this week. So with this matchup, Peekaboo and Neo, definitely feel a little bad for Neo. He was definitely hurt by bye weeks. Also losing his star running back, Matt Forte, definitely hurt him. He did try to make a pickup, with DeMarco Murray. It did help him a bit. But unfortunately, missing Kelsey, Fitz, and the Cardinals defense is not much of a fight he could put up. Definitely a real good effort, though. So next week, I definitely see him coming back from this. Just unfortunately getting hurt with those buys definitely, showed that he couldn't make it without them, his top players. Peekaboo, congrats. You did it again. Another victory, So, that's another win for Smash Bros. Polygon, man. This would be his second attempt to prove that Smash Bros. Is a weak division after calling them out. But after a humiliating defeat in Week 7, would he be able to prove himself? When calling out the division, he offended most of all DK. Paulie having strong words towards DK. This is his time to prove, once and for all, Donkey Kong. DK having a humiliating loss in Week 8 and losing his star running back, Le'Veon Bell. Would he still be able to shut down the team who called out his division, as well as taunting him this past few weeks? DK distanced himself from the league, putting himself into solitary. Would he be able to return to the league with a victory? And now, it's time for this week's big matchups team breakdown. First up, we have Polygon Man, whose quarterback scored a total of 15 points, running backs 43, wide receivers 43, tight end 12, defense and special teams 50. DK was able to have his quarterback get him 21 points, running back 13, wide receivers 35, tight end 10, and defense and special teams 19. And the final score for this big matchup, 163-99, giving Polygon Man the win by 64 points. Let's break down Poly's top 3 players this week and see how he pulled off the victory. First up, we have Danny Woodhead, who had 22 fantasy points with 6 carries for 33 yards and also 6 catches for 78 yards and 1 touchdown. Next up, we have Devontae Freeman, who had 21 fantasy points from 12 carries for 12 yards, but really only doing damage with 8 catches and 67 yards and 1 touchdown. Last, we have Odell Beckham Jr., who had 20 fantasy points from 9 catches, 105 yards. Big play was the best tackle, taking down Werner after a pick with a body slam. And here is Poly's top 3 players this week.
How can you hope to stand against might such as mine?
All right, guys, so with this matchup, definitely a highlight for me. I thought it was going to be more of a fight put up, but definitely not. It showed with Bell being out for DK, definitely had no chance of coming back or winning this game whatsoever. Shots were fired by Polygon Man, but his confidence was way more than enough to take on DK. And DK, unfortunately, yeah, your time is up, buddy. You had your chance to prove, and you just did not deliver. So with that, a good match. Catch you next time. All right, guys, it's that time. You know, it's been fun hanging with you guys as always. Another Wednesday out the way. Before we leave, I just want to say happy birthday to one of our commissioners. A little late, but you know, Ben Don't Break don't come out until Wednesday. So sorry about the late one. But happy birthday to Pete, the owner and commissioner of the league. Goes to Sparta. You got your win. I guess that was your birthday present. And also for the sorry about that. For the contest, the winner is Jiggly Slut. Double check the numbers. You definitely came up top in October. So, you know, just let me know who your team is, what hat you want, and give me your size and all that, and see if I can get it out to you, buddy. You know, good with that. That's pretty much it. And also, guys, to let you know, we're going to test something out this week. So if you guys hit the page, there's going to be a live broadcast. We're going to go into some previews of the matchups coming up this week. We'll see how it runs, test run this week. So as always, thanks for tuning in. And don't forget, we bend, we don't break. Catch you guys next week.